there's going to be hoop, ball, clubs, ribbon. And each one, our girls have their strengths. However, we are up against very strong countries like China, Kazakhstan, and a lot more others like Japan, etc. So we just want them to do their best. In terms of what is the strongest apparatus, there's not one that is stronger than the other. They're all equally strong. But at the end of the day, on the day itself, it's how strong they are up here and how strong their semangat is.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Itu tadi, kalau anda tidak mengenalinya, adalah Dr. Farahani Imran. Beliau ada bersama saya malam ini, tapi saya nak beri sedikit pembukaan. Dalam banyak sukan yang Malaysia cuburi, saya rasa gimrama antara sukan yang dikenali tapi tidak begitu didekati. Dan malam ini saya nak mengambil peluang sekaligus memperkenalkan kejohanan peringkat Asia yang pertama kali untuk gimrama diadakan di Kuala Lumpur. Sambil itu juga kita ingin melihat dan mengintai peluang untuk negara kembali bangkit. Saya katakan kembali bangkit kerana pertama kali saya melihat gimrama secara serius, saya masih tidak dapat lupakan sampai sekarang, iaitu di kejohanan Sukan Commonwealth 98, di mana sampai ke saat akhir kita berjuang dengan pasukan terhebat untuk mendapatkan pingat emas dan kita berjaya mendapatkannya. Dan tahun 2010 dahulu kita juga mendapat satu pingat emas Sukan Commonwealth. Tapi bila kita boleh lihat pasukan kita berada di peringkat Olimpik misalnya, Korea yang sebelum ini tidak pun sehebat kita telah pun melihat wakil tunggal mereka dalam Olimpik yang lalu di London. Dalam konteks itu, saya mengalu-alukan kedatangan orang yang tidak asing lagi dalam dunia gimrama Malaysia, iaitu Dr. Farahani Imran. Kali ini untuk Sukan Asia di KL, beliau menjadi pengurus gimnas pasukan Malaysia. And I would like to speak in English because I would like to welcome, I'm very, very honoured. I've seen her in the Olympic Games in 2008. Alia Yusupova, world-class athlete for rhythmic gymnast before, and now giving back by coaching the rhythmic gymnast of Kazakhstan. And again, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us here, Ken.
You guys are like the VIPs of rhythmic gymnast.
She's the VIP, you know.
Maybe my first question to Dr. Farhadi before I go to Alia, because Alia is more comfortable in her own language. You know, you've seen it all. You've been put to task on the carpet every day in training. When you were younger, you had to stay up with your mom until 1 o'clock in the morning to finish the homework, and you've gotten gold medals in SEA Games for how many times? 4 or 5, and you among the first Malaysian athlete for rhythmic gymnast that has gotten the 60th placing in the world, and you went to Scotland and won gold there. So where do you see rhythmic gymnastics as a competitive sport for our athletes on the global platform right now? Because on Friday, it's the first time ever that we're having this RG for Asian Championship in KL.
That's right.
So where do we put our athlete now? Because I think after SUCOM 98, people sort of, they know that rhythmic gymnastics is around, but they don't really follow it as fervently as that time.
Well, first of all, I think any involvement in sports, the role of rhythmic gymnastics, of Malaysian rhythmic gymnastics on a global platform goes down to the basics. Having any person take part in any sporting activity develops character, develops a strong character, and especially rhythmic gymnastics is a sport for young girls.
Okay.
So it teaches posture, it teaches how you manage yourself. Again, I go back to character development, and but Malaysian specifically, on a global, it's a local development for a global platform. And as you correctly said, this is the first time Malaysia gets to host such a huge tournament. And this goes a lot to the support of the parents, support of the whole MGF Federation, NSC, etc., who pump a lot of effort, and a lot of it is volunteerism. So this is where Malaysian rhythmic gymnastics is at the moment. And I think our gymnasts have a lot of opportunity nowadays that they didn't have before. My time, we didn't have masseuse.
Yes,
we didn't have someone nice to massage our muscles, our sore muscles, You just sort of toughed it up and made yourself tough. Whereas now, thankfully, MSN is a very, very peka towards our athletes. And there's a lot of opportunity for us to go very far. So that's where we are right now. So we're really hoping our girls, with the development they went into not just organizing this competition, but getting our gymnasts to the right level for this competition. We're just hoping we get one of our girls makes it to the Youth Olympic Games as a qualifier.
The qualifier.
That's right. So sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Yes.
This competition is a qualifying competition for the Youth Olympic Games, whereby 4 gymnasts will be chosen from the individual event. Only 1 per country will be going to Nanjing Youth Olympic Games. And in the group exercise event, the best team will be going to Nanjing. So we're hoping for the best. So if our girls, like I said in your VT just now, if the mind and the heart is in sync, then hopefully we're going to do okay. But you know, we've great great opponents, which makes you better. You know, so you're only as good as your opponents. Such as this lovely lady beside me, who is a Olympic champion. You know, the gorgeous Alina, and so Alia, and so she'll talk to you a little bit more about sort of sports in her country.
Yes, Alia, Kazakhstan has always been looked upon in Asia as one of the best in rhythmic gymnastics. So you yourself has represented your country at the highest level, World Championship, Olympics. So what can Malaysia follow from what is being done in Kazakhstan, do you think? Because we also want to see our rhythmic gymnasts at the Olympics, at the World Championship, and really vying for medals. And I think you were very close to medal number 4 and number 5, for example, in 2008. So what makes Kazakhstan good in rhythmic gymnastics?
I'm stay in Malaysia the first time. Very nice country, very nice gymnast. Because today I say gymnast.
Yes.
I think a very strong gymnast in Malaysia and China team. Of course, Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Japan team and Uzbekistan team. Because I say this all gymnasts today, and say
we had a training day today.
Yes.
So today was our first training day. Tomorrow's the next training day, and
Friday is the day.
Friday is when we start. And sorry, I think I forgot to mention when I mentioned earlier. So I'll just say this in Malaysian so that our audience can understand. So wanita yang cantik di sebelah saya ini adalah, I'm saying you're the Olympic. You were in the Olympics as number 4 and 5. So dalam Athens dia nombor 4 dan di Beijing nombor 5.
Tak apa. Lepas ni kita nak tahu atlet Malaysia ni boleh pergi sampai mana dalam pertandingan ni, dan kita tahu tadi kita nak seorang, tapi kalau boleh lebih pun baguslah. Jadi itu kita akan bincangkan selepas ni. I will discuss that right after this, and I will get maybe Alia to share what does it take to be at that high level. You know, we've heard the story of our own gymnasts had to work hard on the carpet and study until 1 o'clock in the morning for studies in school. But in Kazakhstan, how do you do it? Your own experience. That we'll discuss after this short break.
Jadi memang harapan kita memang tinggilah. Kalau boleh, kita nak kalau boleh ada di antara peserta gimnas kita ni akan melayakkan diri ke kejohanan Youth Olympic yang akan diadakan di negeri China.
I'm nervous because this is a very big competition and we are the hosts. And other countries are quite strong. I hope I can qualify, and I'll try 100%. I'll do my best. I hope I will not disappoint Malaysia.
I think I have 70% to be selected for competing in China.
Olivia Tai, itulah Alia Yusupova yang kita harapkan untuk kita di masa depan. Tapi itu saya akan biarkan pengurus pasukan menceritakannya. I would like now to go to my friend first, because we would like to know what's being talked about rhythmic gymnastics, especially on the social media. So I think my friend Nursiah Noi, kalau Nursiah sudah bersedia, teruskan saja.
Okay, terima kasih Tok Gas. Allow me to speak in Malay. And kalau kita fikirkan sukan gimrama ni banyak mencetuskan kenangan, menggamit memori lama, especially terutamanya apabila gimnas kita seperti Doratun Nashihin, Tai Chi Kiat dan ramai lagi merangkul pingat emas untuk negara kita dulu. Dan tadi saya sempat bertanyakan di Facebook mengenai patutkah sukan gimrama ni diketengahkan kembali. Dan ini di komen-komen mereka seperti Miss Tadia, ya, katanya kebanyakan platform media ataupun kerajaan sendiri hanya fokus untuk sukan-sukan lelaki saja, seperti contohnya bola, hoki, tetapi kurang memikirkan tentang kehendak wanita yang minat sukan gimrama sebagai contoh. Seterusnya, sukan gimrama patut dibangkitkan kembali sebab sukan tersebut adalah sebab mengapa saya menonton rancangan sukan. Itu kata-kata daripada Nabila Yasmin. Nur Fadila pula berpendapat kenapa tidak kita semua fokus pada sukan yang mempunyai potensi tinggi untuk mengharumkan nama negara. Seperti gimrama berbanding sukan lain seperti bola sepak yang semakin hambar, katanya. Dan Iman Montero pula katanya kerana sukan gimrama, yang mana saya boleh setuju dengan dia mula berjinak-jinak menonton sukan-sukan lain. Dan saya masih ingat lagi, Cik Kam, dulu masa zaman-zaman sekolah, setiap kali ada sukan gimrama dekat televisyen, saya dengan kakak mesti melekat dekat televisyen ni, bergaduh dengan abah ni.
Okey, jadi kalau sukan Asia yang bermula hari Jumaat ni tak keluar di Awani, kita cari saudari Nursiah Noi.
Boleh.
Terima kasih banyak, Nursiah. She was just saying that when she put on Facebook, should we support rhythmic gymnastics in this country? A lot of people say, yes, go ahead. That should be the way. That's the sport for ladies. However, a lot of people tend to overlook the fact that these are teenage athletes who had to perform at the peak of the international standards, maybe as young as 16, 17, 18, 19, as compared to other sports like football, where, you know, maybe you peak at 25 or 24. And by the time you're really a full-grown lady, you're already off to the Royal Surgeons Institute in Ireland or somewhere.
That's my medical school. That's
so,
right.
So, how do you look at that for Malaysia? Before I go to the secrets of Alia Yusupova rise in rhythmic gymnastics, so how do you look at that? Because this is one of the rare sports where by the time you matured as an adult, you pass your peak.
That's true. So it's a sport that's, as you correctly said, is for teenage, zaman remaja, tapi also for early 20s. So like for example, Alia was in the Olympics, 2 Olympics. So she went to 2 Olympics in her teenage years until her early 20s. So your lifespan sort of finishes about 25, 26. Yes. So in Malaysia, of course, because our society is very academic, kan, banyak pentingkan kepada academic. Jadi by 16, 17, mak bapak dah menjurus kepada SPM and sort of that's pretty much why I stopped, you know, because I knew I wanted to be a doctor and all this sort of thing. So yeah, so in Malaysia, just to follow on from what you said earlier, you mentioned Olivia, and we also have 3 excellent individual gymnasts, Sashangari, Koi Sien, and Shak Yuki. And our individual girls, we have 6 girls, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say the group girls, but I don't know if I can say this on air, but
go ahead.
His daughter is an amazing gymnast as well. Okay, so he has a couple of girls who are budding, you know,
but
champions.
they're not for the Asian championship.
No, they're not in the competition, but the group girls are very good.
This is the first time you're going to have group, right?
This is the first time that Malaysia is sending a group team, and they have been working very hard for 6 months. And to work in a group exercise, untuk para penonton di rumah, kalau group exercise ni semua kena sehati sejiwa. Memang, yes, because satu lambang apa ni, when you throw the hoop, the other one kena sambut, and kalau ke sini sikit, dia kena tahu macam mana nak cover. You have to know how to adapt and how to make it look really cool and really like cover up your buddy's mistake.
Okay, so, Alia, what's the secret to be there at the Olympics level? What you cannot eat the things you like for the rest of your career until you stop, then only you can eat rice or anything you like. What kind of sacrifice is needed?
No, this is big sport.
Yes.
Very more training, very tired, but this is sports. This is Olympic Games. First training 4 hours.
Okay.
After relax 2 hours, and after same for 4 hour training. I am very tired, but I
You have to go on.
yes, but
Or your coach will scold you.
yes, no eat, no eat,
No eating,
no
right? Yeah.
yes, no, because gymnast and very strong.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Earlier you were mentioning about, remember we were telling
Yeah.
us about how you left Kazakhstan to train in Moscow. Maybe you would like to tell Mr. Kamil. Mr. Kamil.
I am 16 year. Go to the Moscow in Irina Wiener school
Yes.
and stay Moscow 9 years.
Okay. So you had to leave your parents
Training
and family.
with Alina Kabayeva
Yes.
and Irina
Yes.
Chashina.
Okay.
Who are also champions.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I have to go for the last break, but once we are back, I want to ask about again our athletes and where they can go. But at the same time, Asia is not known as the best in this sport, as the favorite. It's still the Eastern Europeans because of the physique, saying that you must have long legs and long limbs like Alia, and our physique maybe in these parts of Asia is not like that. But nowadays, appreciation and showmanship and following and making the music alive with your routine and your movement is also very important. So maybe that's opening up a bit more creativity to support what we have, because I think that's one of our strong points. So let's talk about that after this short break. Kalau anda baru menonton agenda Awani, kita masih membicarakan tentang peluang untuk negara kita bangkit dalam sukan gimrama yang memang tahap kita bukanlah rendah, tapi kita berada agak di pertengahan dan kita cuba memecah masuk ke kelompok elit dunia yang sentiasa nama mereka keluar di kejohanan dunia, di kejohanan Olimpik dan sebagainya, maupun di sukan Asia. Oleh itu saya ingin terus berbicara bahasa Inggeris kerana saya ada VVIP seperti kata Dr. Farhani Imran, Alia Yusufova yang telah 2 kali ke Olimpik, tempat 4 dan ke-5. Tapi kalau kita tengok pada peralatan apparatus, maka beliau menandingi nama-nama hebat yang lain. So I would like to go now to your experience, Alia, in you know, the kind of sacrifice that you had to leave at 17 and go stay and train in Russia and join one of the best schools for rhythmic gymnastics under Irina Wiener, which is a very big name in rhythmic gymnastics, for example. If there's a godfather of rhythmic gymnastics, that will be it. So, do you think that for Kazakhstan next rhythmic gymnast, for Malaysian, for other Asian rhythmic gymnasts, they've got to do the same, they've got to go to Russia and train, or now they have people like you, they have people like Dr. Farhani who have expertise and can help develop in their own countries? What do you think is the best way to be there on top?
It's better to go
To
gymnasts
Russia?
to Russia all
Train in
together,
Kazakhstan.
or better gymnasts like you after Russia bring back to own country? What do you think?
I think I am very help my gymnast because I stay in Moscow 9 years and
9 years is a long time.
yes, a long time, and Irina Wiener and more coaches, very big coaches,
Yeah.
very
Experience?
yes, very experienced, and after I am for my gymnast.
Okay, okay. So, Dr. Farhani, it's always tough. It's easy for us to talk about it here, but we're talking about 12-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls. Some are the blue eye kid of their parents, of their dad, of their mummies, and you know, why would they make their daughters go through this? And it's a tough regime of training. I have first-hand account of this. You know, the parents might not even say a bad word or a high tone word to their daughter. But in gym, you've got to be tough. And like you said, 8 hours, you're hungry, but you still have to train. So can we really excel in this sport? Because the Russians might be used to it, and the former Soviet Union blocs. But if we look at it, I mean, America has not really come up right up top in these sports.
True.
You know, if you look at UK, for example, and even Australia.
Well, I think, again, I may be biased, but I think, going back to putting your child in sports develops not just your child, but also the relationship between a child and the parent. And memang kebanyakan gimnas kita adalah anak tunggal ataupun anak perempuan tunggal. Macam saya, I'm the only daughter and one abang, but you have a couple of daughters. So you are right where they are the blue-eyed kids of their parents. Of course, every parent loves their kid, right, and wants the best. But it also, I think, teaches the parents to draw the line as to when your child needs to go and make their own mistakes and learn and be, as Alia said, tough and really sort of know, the sink or swim time, like when the going gets tough, can you actually deliver? Like Alia had to leave her homeland, her mommy and daddy, and go off and live somewhere for 7 years? You live in Moscow? 7 years. 6 years, yeah. And in Malaysia pula, at that time, we was sent sort of 1 month each time. So what that meant for my generation was banyak punting sekolah.
Yeah.
So I had to study a lot on by ourselves, and so there's different types of sacrifice. So I think it's like Alia, I don't know if your mama, papa make you do gymnastics or you want to do. You want, or papa, mama tell you?
No, I am.
Yes. So this is very important. So if the child or the teenager person athlete wants to do it, we can go very far. But sometimes, and this may be a bit difficult for some people to hear this, a lot of parents live vicariously through their child. My parents just had the vision to send us for ballet and taekwondo, but they never had these opportunities. But some parents, mungkin dulu berangan nak jadi drama, so they push their kids a lot. So, but you must know when to push and when to let the coach take over. So parents, ada parents punya peranan, and coaches have their role, and that's what. Of course, there's going to be percanggahan, because at the end of the day, everybody wants the best for the gymnast. Of course, peranan sekolah is very important.
Dulu 2 sekolah aja. Sekolah yang dah tak ada tu dekat pavilion tu, Bukit Bintang Girls' School dan Sekolah Confirm Bukit Nanas.
That's right. That was a lovely school. But yes, but I think bila any sukan comes to any country and it's in its infant stages, memang ada 1-2 fokus kan? Tapi sekarang pun dah banyak.
So we have to wrap up. Would you encourage every Malaysian to go and see, because this is the first time ever Asian class gymnast?
Yes. So please go to, kalau nak beli tiket, please go to www.tickethotline.com.my and boleh beli tiket, dan also hari Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you can beli tiket online.
Di Stadium
Putra. So come and support our gymnasts.
Okey, dan harapan Malaysia untuk menang memang ada, tidak pun kurang je lepas untuk layak ke Sukan Olimpik Remaja di China. Sekian, selamat malam dan terima kasih. Thank you so much, Alia Yusuphova. I'm very honoured. You're the first high-level Uzbek gymnast to ever been to this studio. Thank you. Dan hantarkan pandangan anda sendiri kepada Astro Awani melalui pelbagai platform yang ada. Boleh hantar Instagram ke, nak tanya Dr. Farhani macam mana nak hantar anak ke, pergi kat Facebook, Twitter, YouTube dan sebagainya, ataupun terus muat turun aplikasi mudah alih iOS dan Android, dan anda boleh mengikuti perkembangan sukan gimrama ini kerana kami pun akan terus mengikutinya. Sekian, selamat malam dan terima kasih. Jumpa lagi. Thank you so much.